Welcome to the 111th developer update. This week we have a special format. It is live, as you can see, and it is being sponsored by Glizzy from GreasyCEX. They have sent me this beautiful outfit to match the Glizzy theme. And with me, I have Glizzy's conceptual artist and creator, Austen. How you doing, Austen?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm impressed on how the mascot costume turned out. It is well fitted. I'm glad we got your measurements and everything.
Yep. I don't know why you had to do it via Zoom, with my clothes off, but that's another story, I guess. It just felt weird, that's all.
Well, we need to capture it for future
Oh, that's
reference.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So here's how the format we're going to do it today, folks, is for those of you maybe watching, we'll see. Austin, you want to throw you get the YouTube? I can throw it in chat right now. Yeah. Oh, you already did it. You're
I'm
on
throwing
top
them
of
up.
those kind
Yeah.
of things. Fantastic. Great. All right. So we're going to read through the dev update first. We're going to watch Austin stumble, see how a
Hmm.
meme token project can, read actual real dev updates and see if he's going to explode or something like that. Um, and then we will go into our AMA section where we learn about the current project that you see me wearing right now coming up. So looking for a lot of fun. This is the first live dev update I think that's ever been done, and it could be the last. I don't
It
know.
very well could be. We'll see, because most of the stuff, this is going to be really exciting, because most of the stuff I don't know if I know how to pronounce, and 99% of it I won't know what it means. So there's going
Well,
to be a lot of explanation, hopefully.
that's fine. That's what it's meant for, sir. So people are asking, what am I wearing? Why don't you briefly explain what I'm wearing right now? Just give a 10-second, 30,000-foot view of that and who you are for people who don't know.
I am Austin Milbarge. I am a co-founder and creator of GreasyCEX, and what we do is make different fun missions and fundraising events to put towards Ergo adoption stuff, specifically sex listings and other marketing things. And what our man QX is wearing is the Glizzy costume. He's wearing Mr. Glizzy. And that, for anyone that doesn't know, is the nickname for a hot dog, a nice greasy hot dog. And that is the mascot for the GreasyCEX Mission 3 mission, which is a greasy meme coin launch that we're doing. So we're going to launch a meme coin. It's called Glizzy with Hat. And that's what we got going right there with QX. He's our official mascot.
No, I am not your official mascot. I'm wearing the official costume. I'll happily send this to you when I'm done, Austin.
Well, uh, we have to give you 99% of the supply for this, though.
All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, let's get started. Let me switch to the fancy view. Thankful to Andy for setting up our fancy OBS setup. So here we go. We're going to switch to the fancy view of the dev update. There we go, and we can see it. All right, Austin, first one up. Kushti, you want to take this or you want me to take this?
Let's have you take the first one so I can see kind of how it rolls out, if you don't mind.
Fantastic. All right, sounds good. And as Louis Vatra said, sometimes we do ASMR versions of the dev update. So I don't see any reason to change that now. So my tone is going to go low. I might or might not be filling a glass with some Jose Cuervo, but we will see how that goes. Since this is a degen semi project that I'm
Yeah,
wearing.
cheers. It's only
Cheers. It's 12:30 here, so
it's
I'm safe.
only it's collaborative with Ergo for Dummies, so I think it's appropriate.
Yes, perfect.
I'll approve.
Yep. All right, here we go. So we are going to do Kushti first. Kushti, let's drop our voices down. Ergo Protocol R&D. Ergo Protocol Reference Client 5.021 released. GitHub's there. Ergo Protocol Reference Clients 5.10 will be released on Monday after some more testing. closed maybe a dozen of resolved or outdated issues in the node repository. We'll continue to clean the issues. This is my first point release here. I think I joined around when I started paying attention, around node 5.04 or 5 or something like that. So this is my first point here, which is neat. Great. Nice milestone there to go to 5.10. At the same time, planning for further node development in the next releases, focus will be on more tests, including additional indices testing, polishing and securing P2P network, and refactoring needed for subblocks and sidechains, along with finishing subblocks EIP. Made a video on sidechains with Joe, will be available soon. Yep, that's Andy that's going to be editing that. So as soon as Andy's able to do that, that should be out. That's going to be exciting. Joe and Kushti chatting on a couch. Reviewed a GitHub pull right there on Sigma State Interpreter, and main focus is on composing Sigma 6 EIP. Is it okay to call it EIP 50? Yeah, we're almost at 50. I thought we were at 40. Maybe there are a few in there in between, which will contain filtered issues to implement, as well as instructions on how to add a new method, doing n bits encoding and decoding methods as an example. Here's a GitHub pull for the interpreter. Continue to remove unused code found on the way in the interpreter. And yeah, Kushti's been on a mad roll to remove unused code stuff lately, which is fantastic. No sense in keeping stuff around that you don't need to, as Austen's ex-wife once said. Dexy. Dexy is depegged in the testnet to fix intervention and extract to the future as well as later. Considering parameter for mainnet deployment to get it done in April. Sigma USD. For update key holders, we now have Kushti, Louis Vatra, Anon Real, Anon 2020s, and MGPy. Gluon, according to Gluon Dev Chat, testnet-based testing is going on for mainnet launch UI updating, and setting up a multi-sig is left. And let me check those off because I'm so happy about it. All right, that's Kushti. Kushti's always working hard. It's always nice to see. We have Louis Vatra for you, and I just want to remind you, Austen, not remind you, but give you a little precursor to Louis Vatra. We used to say when before all of Louis Vatra's posts, but he corrected us and he wants us to say soon before. So before you say the word Padilla, you say soon. Before you say Blitz pack sale, you say soon. So, just to do that. And while you do that, I'm going to quality control test this.
Well, is there room for questions on these, or do we just go through them?
You can ask questions. There's some stuff that I don't know, I'm sure. So I'll just say no.
It's very general, very, very basic.
Yeah.
So when there's node updates, what is that? When those get put through, what does that actually?
When what gets put through?
Like a node update, like he's talking about the 5.1.0s and
Yep.
stuff. What actually happens? Like, does that get pushed through a system and everybody has to update their nodes? And what does that look like for the entire?
It's all centralized. We go to our $600 a month data centers running on Amazon EC2 clouds, and we have to send Kushti 5,000 ergs every time we want a node update, and he delivers a package on a floppy disk to, like in one of those hermetically sealed containers to our house. We enter that into our special Ergo floppy disk 1.44 reader, upload it into our $600 a month high-end node runner in the Amazon cloud, and we do it. It's a very complicated process.
No, it's not.
You need to be very special to do it.
No, I mean this, and I'm genuinely asking because it just
it could be simpler. It's a freaking
So-
Java file. You go to GitHub, you download a Java file, you hit Control C on the terminal running your current node, or if you've Dockerized it, you compose down. You replace the jar. You don't even replace the jar file. It's a different name. You just change your starting command to that jar file, and you hit enter. It's like
That's what I'm looking for.
Extremely easy
Because
to
these
run
things
the updated node.
sometimes they sound so complicated to someone like me that has no dev experience, doesn't do any of that, to where I'm like, dang, like node update, that's going to take probably forever for everybody to do, or like, how's everybody going to do it right? You don't know.
No,
So
it's extremely easy, and you'll see our best friend Aberg runs Ergo nodes. I forget the web address. Just go to Satirgo or type in Ergo node list, and you'll see all the Ergo nodes. He lists them all there, and you can see people are still running like 5.0.7, 5.0.8, and it still works. I mean, there's some features, of course, that you can't get from those, but it's still, syncing the chain, verifying blocks, and that kind of thing. So super, super cool. I think my main Explorer, the AAP Cornell Explorer, is running 5.15 or 14. My Gort stuff is running 5.14.15. If you watch these things and you say, oh, that looks like a feature I want to use in my app, or if I know that ACO's using my Explorer entry point for some of his pulls for Ergo Explorer, I'll update it just if he wants that kind of thing. So you just kind of pay attention and update as you will. Or if Kushti writes, everybody, there's something really fucked up in the nodes you're running, please run this fix, then you'll update. Otherwise, it's not important. I mean, it's important, but it's not necessary right off the bat to be one of the first ones. Like I think
see.
around 5.15 or 16, there was something that happened to there was a transaction that kept getting stuck when it was doing the extended index. So there had to be a new version popped out. So all I had to do when it got stuck is I just quit the node, and I rebooted the node with the 5.0.13 or 12 or whichever one it was, and everything worked fine. There was no database issue between the two of them. So it couldn't be easier to run a node, especially with Saturgo. It makes it even easier for people who don't even want to look at the code to do it.
That's good. That's good to hear, because that's stuff that, for a layman like me, I don't really get into or understand. And so to hear that those things aren't like detrimental, like if you don't update the node right away or something like that, you're not doomed, or there's no issues going on with the
Correct. It's
actual
fantastic.
protocol.
You got it. And I've run a node. I've tried to spin it up on 2 gigs of RAM. It's a little tough, but you can do it on a Raspberry Pi. You can do it on a couple gigs of RAM and at least 30, 40 gigs of a hard drive space for initial kind of thing. Or you can run the light node. So either way. Austin, that's an interesting question to try to wiggle out of delaying you reading the next entry by Louis Vatra.
That was just an honest question. That's why I hope that it helps. I learned something, so I hope it helps somebody else maybe get a little bit more insight into this, instead of just kind of hearing it and let it go in one ear out the other and get a better idea of what's going on. But yeah, sure, okay. So there's rules to this. Got it. All right, Louis Vatra, soon Padea. I got it. Continuing with foolproofing the contracts, ensuring data types don't change when updating config variables. Introduced a read-only in the data type byte for those few config variables that are part of the config for ease of access but should never be changed. For example, DAO governance token ID. Front-end update to newer Node.js and Next.js versions, which was blocked due to messy TypeScript. Ooh, hate messy TypeScript.
Yeah, it's rough. That's rough.
Soon, Blitz pack sale. Found bug in odds calculation for different rarities in the packs and verified the fix. Did some stress testing with large load of packs being bought and opened after some tweaks, and I am quite happy with the performance. Nice.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's bullshit, because Louis is never happy. That is complete bullshit.
You think he's lying?
Oh, we all know
I'm excited
Louis
about
never
these
happy.
the Blitz stuff.
Yeah, Blitz is
Psyched to see that
super
going
cool.
through.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Cyberverse stream that Kilver and I did last week? Of course you didn't.
No, I haven't had
Yeah.
time to do much of anything.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right. It happens. It was fun. Yeah, Blitz, Cyberverse, fantastic games that are. Yeah, it's amazing. Somebody said once that if Cyberverse was on Ether, Solana, well, besides the fact that it costs forever to make transfers, so maybe it couldn't be. It'd be a massive game. And it is. Both of them are going to be so awesome, and they already are. So, all right,
Well,
Ken and Q.
yeah.
Sorry, go for it. Yeah. Hit me.
Oh yeah, I obviously am a huge fan of Cyberverse. Just the art direction, everything about the game, I think is so fun and cool. That's we partnered with them on their second mission because
Yep.
it'd be cool to partner with Blitz too in some way in the future as well.
That would be. Yeah, I treasure my NFTs from Mission 2 of GreasyCEX. They're fantastic. I love them. I love them. The music combo, that was an amazing mission.
I know
We
that
can go on
was.
that for hours. All right, let's move to canon right now. So canon Q is a Sigma knot. You can tell by that nice, sexy little lowercase Sigma character right there. The field is a peer-to-peer pool pledging protocol where individuals can pledge assets, coins, or tokens to support a participant in a competition. Smart contracts, initial contract design complete. Spending path registers overall flow. Off-chain bot, initial functionality for create markets implemented. Discord server secured, set up by Doom Troll. Big help and resource. That's awesome. We asked last week for help, and now there's 10 of us on the team, including devs. We are still seeking team members for various roles. Pitch in and make this DAO project better than planned. Feedback from users and the community will guide the project and utility token launch to complete the additional plan and TBD project phases. That's really cool. It's a project that kind of came out of left field. The field, it came out of left field. Oh, I didn't even intend that. Wow. That's great. Looking forward to seeing how this will develop. There was talk a while ago. Kushti wrote something in Dev Update that says, like, what do you want to see focused on next in Ergo? And some people wrote like sports betting and bringing data on chain and that kind of thing. So I think either Canon had the idea long before that, or else it jump started in his head there with that kind of discussion that this kind of stuff would be super cool, which is neat.
Yeah, he's got some good ideas rolling with that.
He does.
I've talked to him a little bit.
He does. All right, we've got oh wait, Louis Vacher just texted. Let's see. He says he logs onto the stream and the first thing he hears is QX insulting him. I am not happy. I told you he wasn't happy. Oh boy. All right. Glasgow's all you. I'm gonna sample this taste test again.
All right, here from the EF meeting, reincorporation as a DAO LLC, the reorg / new multi-sig / 2FA handovers. They looks like they have the market maker paid for the next year after successful SIGs proposal. That's excellent. The MEXC ANNBR has added signing capabilities to Fleet SDX, and the MEXC team are now progressing with integration again. Bez and Angie are still working on the website. Hope to have an MVP live soon. Weekly digest, also a work in progress, and onboard a new PM. I'm thinking that's project manager.
I wasn't listening to you. Keep going.
Community, been tweaking AutoMod in response to scam and spam influx. We'll update the recommendations here. Ergo matrix server initialized, waiting on a well-known config being added to ergoplatform.org, and then can make it live. And then for analytics, messing about with some analytic notebooks, like they got a link there to collab.research.google, improving organization and completeness of the GRIST database. And then 806 repos now traded on Artemis, which not quite sure what that is, but it's linked somewhere. PR in for another 20. And then some links to a Google Collaborator and Artemis dashboard. So maybe you can run me through what those mean.
I'd have to read it again. I was half paying attention to that moment.
Artemis
looks like, it says right here, Artemis aggregates key crypto metrics to help builders and investors figure out what is invested and why. So that's a good explanation for that. Mexi, I'm in the Mexi chat for integration. Just a reminder that everybody that Mexi is, Ergo's a little different than these kind of shit coins, EVM chains that are easy to spin up and do immediately. So the cool thing about the MEXC integration is that they're going to use Fleet SDK, which was made by Captain Nemo's group over at Nautilus, which is an amazing tool. Just ask MG Pi, who's been turned on to it for a while now and is cranking to it full force. But it enables people to not have to, regardless how easy it is to integrate Ergo, at least with the direct API commands and transaction building things, Fleet SDK kind of makes it easier in that. They can write in a familiar language and make calls out to it that way. They don't have to do that. So that's one of the reasons that it's taking a little bit from XC. It's new to them. I don't blame them, but we'll see what's going on. Bez and Angie, yeah, that's going to be fun. Looking forward to what the website update will be. Anything else I can comment on here? No. Mark's awesome on this kind of stuff. It's great. Sahar just asked a question in chat. He said, "Hey QX, is your marshmallow theory still valid?" So for those of you who don't know, I think it's called the Stanford marshmallow test. They put small children in a room with one marshmallow in front of them, and they say, "Look, Austen Jr., if we leave this, we're going to leave this room for 10 minutes. If you don't eat this marshmallow in 10 minutes, we're going to come back with another marshmallow, and then you can have 2 marshmallows." So most of these like 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5 year olds, they will immediately eat the marshmallow. So they're going for instant gratification. So that's what I called Sahar a while back, as I said he'd fail the Stanford marshmallow test, because we all know Sahar, you give him something and he just fucking dumps it immediately. So you know, he seems to struggle with the concept of delayed gratification. Coltier is asking what this suit is. Somebody tell him what the suit is. Come on.
Come on, Coot. They got to have these in Greece, right?
Oh, this is. Who do I look like? Who do I look like, Coot?
Oh my gosh. Give him a hint. It's got a hat on.
It's
With hat.
Glizzy with hat, Coltier. Glizzy with hat. All right, let's keep going so we can get into the AMA here. All right. Rosenbridge is me. Oh, nice. They had some updates. The major update on TSS implements 6 separate classes for ECDSA and EDDSA signer. Changed TSS signer class to abstract, added chain code as required parameter. They updated the APIs. They added a signature recover for the signer callback and a derivation path to ECDSA signer configs. The Rosen API, they implemented a total locked assets calculator. TSS API, Rosenbridge CLI, added a salt to the API key generator to prevent pre-computed hash attacks. So that essentially stops your password or your access to your node, the wallet, from being in the clear in a text file. So that's a good idea. It's something that they've been working on. I mean, it's fairly difficult. The advantage of Rosenbridge, right, is it's running on what is it, 100 and something Ergo Watcher machines right now. So in order for me to try to, if I'm trying to attack the network and try to take over these watchers to generate a false report, it might be a little difficult. But this is, I imagine, mainly geared towards people not wanting to lose their Ergo by somebody seeing their password somewhere for their wallet that they can, drain the wallet for. But super cool. Added a salt check to the API authentication to prevent pre-computed hash attacks. Add a salt check to the API key authentication to prevent for both the watcher and the guard service. So I think there's an update that you have to do to salt this that was out yesterday. If I wasn't busy being dressed in a hot dog costume during the dev update right now, I might make a tutorial video of it, but maybe later tonight we'll see how that goes.
It's the important things, priorities.
Yeah, priorities. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we have. It might have been a short, actual written dev. Oh, we've got Coltier. What Coltier? How dare you update from not the actual dev channel? What was this, like Telegram bot? You pushed it through. This is bullcrap. Maverick, you have an excuse, Maverick. This is your first one, but Coltier knows better. Get in the damn Discord so you can look nice and fancy like this. All right. Oh, all right. You take comment. Take Coltier.
Okay. Coot's updates. Comment will start to rewarding all the users that provide liquidity on the comment erg pair on Spectrum. Users that provide at least 1 million comment and lock it for at least 1 year get 20% in HODL comment or something like that. He doesn't remember exactly.
Classic comment.
Very. We will post more about that this week. Bot currently closed source for obvious reasons. Nice. Yeah,
what?
Yeah. Closed source. Doesn't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Sounds perfect.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna dump maybe 5,000 erg into it later today just from that dev update.
I mean, that would make sense in crypto world.
Yeah. Totally. All right, we've got the new. Oh, I gotta see. I can't even if I like this, like put a fire mark on it. He can't see it because he's done it in some other server. Ugh, so disappointed. All All right, so we have a Bober update. Bober, for those of you that don't know, is a project that locked the liquidity in stages, essentially. So liquidity will unlock on certain exchanges. I think they did 10 tiers, maybe. Yeah, there we go. So completed a successful launch event with more than 100 legit participants. And Maverick did a decent job figuring out who was a bot and who was not, and went through and like canned over, I think, 100, yeah, something like that. So that's good work on his part. That must have taken a bit. Filtered 250 entries to block 140 bots hunters from dumping and stealing our precious ergs. Secured token ID starting with oh, that's cute. So there's a tool you can download that runs in the terminal that just creates a ton of addresses, and when it finds one that's the one you want or has a string that you want on the end or the beginning, then it gives it to you. But this is kind of neat. They're kind of vanity addresses, real addresses, but it just, I wonder how many it took him. Maverick, if you're in chat, how many addresses did it take you to generate to get that one? I'd be interested to know. Launchpad on LP on both Spectrum and Crooks Phi with great success. Locked all the LP in 10 equal batches spaced 3 months apart. Committed several PRs for Nautilus, Crux, Spectrum token logos. Bridge Telegram chat to Bober chat and main Ergo Discord group. Website is almost done. Domain is secured. bobertoken.io. Made my first dev update. Congrats, Maverick. Welcome to the dev update. Oh, and look, Cotelier is being nice there.
Yeah.
That's rare. All right, let's see. Any other dev updates before we jump? Oh yeah, we've got a Mark the Shark has a beta release to the Telegram users of his dash right here for our Sigma Knot mining pool. Super cool. Does he have any other updates on that? No, just the images. So check it out. I made an announcement in chat, and I also put us. Let me see if I can get this up for people to see. Yes, it will work. Check this out. So we are now listed on mining pool stats, and we are now 12th place in the reporting. Well, the mining pools that are reporting here at 15.64 gigahash. So super cool for the Sigma Nuts mining pool. And Mark's been great. Also, Ergo Go, everybody in the chat. It's people are really taking ownership of the Sig mining DAO, which is fantastic. I want to say that's it. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's it there. Let's go back to our chit chat where we're 2 up. There we go. Fancy transition. All right. Let's open it up to, well, let's let the questions roll in a second, but let's talk about Glizzy. Since you're here, since you just read through your first dev update ever, let's talk about Glizzy. What is Glizzy? What mission is it? And why a wiener?
Well, Glizzy is a hot dog, a cute little hot dog personality that's been created out of necessity. Um, and it is part of the GreasyCEX Mission 3, and that mission is to create a greasy meme coin. Um, so, why Glizzy? Because they're greasy and they're cute, and that's what that's just what
There's
came
nothing
up.
cuter than a glistening hot dog with a hat.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, you guys have all seen him. He's a good little guy. So, and why? Just to create something else, something different than we've done in the past, and try to launch a meme coin, a legit meme coin on Ergo, that actually will do more things than just kind of go up and down on a chart. So
Oh,
hopefully
will it
have
go
more.
sideways too?
Yeah, it'll go left to right too, but
Wait, it's gonna go left?
no, left to
Oh,
right.
left to right. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
I wish we could make it go left. That's only Solana that can do that stuff.
Are they still paused right now? I read something. Are they paused? Are they up?
Yeah, they might be. They maybe need to be loading more meme coins onto the server.
Oh boy.
No, I don't know anything about Solana, to be honest.
All right, so
just
I want to know what's it called? What am I trying to say? What's your thought on things like you noticed recently, right? If you've watched, you've seen me have Pro the Doge on, you've seen me have Lapit Ada on,
Hmm.
those kind of influences that say things such as, community is important to draw in not just with the tech, but with glistening, sweaty hot dogs with black sesame seeds on them or whatever, fennel seeds, whatever those might be on them. Well, so are you do you you started GreasyCEX long before those kind of influencers came in and gave their opinion, so it seemed like you were always on track to do that and attract people, not just through fancy dripping hot dogs, but through like actual utility in your projects. So can you talk about how what makes GreasyCEX Glizzy
Hmm.
necessarily a little bit different than, let's say, without insulting, of course, something like Bulber or the Heisman or something like that.
Well, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think Bober does have some similar intentions, which I think is really cool. But the difference between, I guess, Glizzy and probably any meme coin that's just minted is that you have to think of Glizzy as a subsection of GreasyCEX in a way. Um, this is going to be something that's closer to a how SHIB was in the beginning of the meme coin craze with Ethereum, how it will kind of have its own ecosystem, and how the functionality of it would be, if you thought about it in that way, uh, GreasyCEX would be like the Ethereum of the situation, and is like the USDT, right? So, and then
Are you
Glizzy
saying that
is the
Erg is a
SHIB.
stable coin? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. In that form of how you get through the ecosystem and how you're using all these things and the liquidity pairs and such. Um, and uh, and I, yeah, I think of it as some of these things that we're doing in Greasy Sex in general as, I don't know what that fish is called, but that fish that's at the very bottom of the ocean that dangles the little light,
Glowfish or something like
the
that.
little
Yeah, yeah,
glowfish thing.
yeah. Yep.
That's what all these things are, right? We want those little glows that are out there dangling in the light that attract all these fish, and then we can bring them into the ecosystem, right? And then we trap them and go, no, but look what Ergo really is. Look what there's really, and they get behind and they go, oh wow, there's actually like this is actually a safe space. This is actually a solid project with transparency and all of that as well. So along the lines of like what I've seen with the Dove updates that you're doing. I mean, I'm on board with that stuff. I think it's been really great. I think it's very beneficial and it attracts people that would probably not have seen dev updates from Ergo and go, oh, wow, there's actually a lot of like very technical things coming along. Now, the more of these things that we have, like, I think the dev update having Bober in it and stuff like that, I think those are important too, because those are the things that I mean, when I first got into crypto and stuff, like, that's something that I would have been like, "Oh, well, I get that." Like, I don't know what a node update and all that stuff is, but I understand that because it's simple, and it's funny, and it's attractive, and you can have fun with it. So, I do think that those things are important as La Petite and also, uh, Pro has shared on the dev updates as well.
All right. So let me ask the Barbara Walters question, which, if nobody's familiar with Barbara Walters, she asks sometimes questions that are difficult just to be, I don't know,
Oh,
drama. All right. You ready for this?
duh. Yeah, there we go.
It's about U.S. gun control, Austin. I'm
No,
just kidding.
dude.
You still have that fear from the first update.
Gosh dang it.
Anyway, the tough question is, do you think so? Most people that do meme projects, or participate in meme projects, it's very like fucking dumb, right? You're like just doing random shit, and maybe you're just buying the token. That's it, and then you're jumping in chat and talking about and posting memes and gifs and that kind of stuff, gifs.
Mhm.
Um, do you feel like how do you justify the complexity of your meme project? I granted, yes, if people read the white paper, they're gonna figure out what's going on. But with both missions that you've had so far, I've loved them because they're not your basic, bullshit. Just buy something and post memes kind of thing. It actually involves thinking and strategy and that kind of thing. But some people maybe, how do you capture the crowd? Essentially, do you feel like you're maybe alienating some of the crowd by being too complicated there?
Yeah, there's never going to be something that makes everybody happy, right? And there is, with the, especially specifically like the meme culture and that stuff, there's an instant gratification. There's the marshmallow test, as you would say. And I think some people get frustrated when they come in and they realize that it isn't just a one transactional situation, that what we're actually trying to build with this stuff is a community and people that want to be around and learn about Ergo and learn about GreasyCEX and see like, oh, like, wow, this is just three dudes that got together and wanted to make something fun and funny, and it turned into this, like, oh, I can do the same thing, like how Bober's come along, like create more of that and be a little bit of an inspiration, and not necessarily creating um transfer of wealth situations within Ergo. That's not the purpose of GreasyCEX at all. Like, I'm not trying to create projects that just pin each other against each other specifically. I want them to be rewarding and entertaining, and everybody to have like good camaraderie and have fun and low risk as well. And not just kind of these, pop situations to where everybody can just kind of try to steal each other's money, because we are a small community, and those situations are PvP. So it's like, you know, someone's, you're taking your buddy's Erd at some point.
No,
I
yeah.
mean,
If
that's what,
people are winning, somebody's losing. That's for sure.
yeah. So I mean, for me, the complexity is that it's like it becomes complex because I have those thoughts and feelings about the situation where I'm like, I don't want to create that type of atmosphere. I want it to be something beneficial for everybody and to have fun. And yeah, maybe it's not going to 1000x or whatever, but it's going to be something that hopefully people enjoy and are a part of. And the people that do get involved and the people that do participate and like learn about it, like, yeah, genuinely they're like, this is so cool and so different and so fun, and they recognize the thought that gets put into it. So
You mean your alt accounts on Telegram?
well, majority, yeah, the bots that I well,
Yeah.
see what I did. All right, I'll open it up. I had Joe just transfer the bots from
Main
the
Ergo.
ETC
Oh,
to
okay.
yeah, I got all those. I got 'em pennies on the dollar. It was a good deal. But
All right. So right now you're kind of sub launching a token inside of the Greasy meme sphere, Memos meme system, Miko
yeah.
system. Have you ever thought about perhaps doing a Greasy mission with something like Boba or something like Heiseman, or leveraging a token that's already there that may need some exposure as well? Because right now you've been bolstering like CEX exchanges. You helped with the Bitpanda raffle. You helped with the MEXC raffle. Did I miss one? Was there another raffle you helped with?
We
There was one that
there was
Christian
the
you did,
egg
right?
X,
Egg, yeah, yeah.
but I don't think we actually donated that. I think we participated in the promotion of it,
Okay.
possibly. I don't remember.
So you do central exchanges, and that's what GreasyCEX is built on. But it seems like you're also more involved in not just central exchanges, but promoting Ergo. So would it make
Mhm.
sense to also promote other meme tokens or other projects? Let's say Mission 5 could be something with THZ or something like that. Is that your goal in the future, to be able to utilize a GreasyCEX platform to elevate projects that need that kind of thing?
Well, been the that's actually been part of each
Is that
mission,
is
right?
that on your
So,
white paper?
it's not on the Glizzy white paper, but our original white paper, yes. So, um, first mission, we used a artist that was uh, very popular to do the artwork of those NFTs, and funded that ourselves just to create more work in Ergo for that artist. That was Gnomes. And then we also did a collaboration with HODLcoin when that first launched as well too. So that was highlighting a new project, and how to use that and things. So that was the first mission. The second mission was actually much more complex on how we integrated projects. So we partnered with Cyberverse, right, with the art, and try to do our best to highlight Cyberverse, its art, what it's doing, and get people to also recognize that. And then we had THC help us with the NFTs by adding audio, and then an audio viewer, and and then we also had Rosen launched during that mission, and they donated Rosen for us to add to rewards so that we had an extra reward from the Rosen. And then we had, I think, 7 sponsors of the actual mission that had their own item card NFTs that were silly item cards that were sponsored by them that had to do with their projects. Like, Comet sponsored it, and they had the Uzo bomb, which was a Molotov cocktail using Uzo.
Wasn't that
Uh,
something like Sahar's Fap Cream as well? Or
well,
Simon's
it could
Fap
have
Cream?
Simon's Fap, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it could be
Could be
both. I think they
Sahar's
share.
too.
I
Yeah,
think they might share.
it's probably the same bottle, isn't it? So what I'm hearing
Um,
is that you're building up a massive marketing machine that could be one of the forefront, one of the most, bigger than the SIGs kind of struggle sometimes with marketing. That we're still working on trying to get that, but it looks like you're beating everybody to the punch here, and you're really with GreasyCEX highlighting projects, involving projects, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
doing our best. And with Glizzy, I mean, obviously, there's always some NFT or reward aspect. So it incorporates, however, whatever we use to mint those or whatever is usually kind of shouted out. And um, but for this round, we are running most of the I guess the tokenomics, the launches and stuff will be doing the new Crooks uh, finance stuff. So working with
Not to be confused with Crux
not
Finance.
yeah, not to be confused with Crux, but Crooks finance with HQ, who is he's also a partner in GreasyCEX here as well. So that's really it's convenient because it crosses over and he can be involved in both. And we're not really it's not too much of a headache for him to cross over to both because he's already been a part of GreasyCEX. But it highlights a lot of what HQ's been doing. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's him and ACO, ACO, right, doing that.
I
And
say ACO,
HQ's
but yeah, probably.
ACO. HQ's been building stuff in our ecosystem for a long time. Websites, charts, places for people to go find content and stuff like that. And this is a new venture for
You've
him. So
talked
I
enough
think
about HQ, sir. His head gets too big with just a little
I
bit.
know,
So
but
keep it to like
I think
10
it's
seconds of HQ.
all right, okay. But yeah. So that's part of the project as well, which so that's kind of where we're going with this one too. Um, do you have the white paper? Do you think it would be beneficial to run well, I think it'd be beneficial to run through that with you.
Well, let me span through it real quickly and what's it called? And then we can just give a high level overview. I don't think we need to go into the super heavy details of it,
Right.
but let me go here. Let me switch my magic screen here to
Go
uh,
through and ask questions, and maybe people will also see this because, the hardest thing I've figured out to do is get people to read how, something is actually going to benefit them, which is very interesting because the majority of information in here is stuff that is talking about how they can utilize this mission or project to get rewarded and have fun and do all the stuff that they
all right,
usually ask about.
let's hit it. I'm on it. I'm on the first page. You can't see it though because I'm sharing my other window with you.
Yep, I got one up here.
Perfect. You start. Give us a high level overview of this. It looks like we have a roadmap. I'm on the roadmap right now.
Yeah, so roadmap is fairly self-explanatory, but white paper, we're going to do a website refresh on the GreasyCEX, and then there's an OTC pre-donation
Wait, you're doing
that will.
over the counter
Well,
trades, Austen.
mm,
So
this is an
what if I give you extra erg? Will you give me like a special deal compared to
well, you
somebody
have to go.
else?
Once we get to the OTC stuff, you see qualifications. I'll
All right.
say
Let's see.
it's not just this ain't a free for all. So, but we got to remember here. This is something I definitely want to preference, and I preference twice in this. Is that this is a meme coin. Like, we're talking about launching a meme coin. So we are entering a meme coin space where there are pre-donations,
Hotelier
pre-allocation.
is asking if there's KYC.
There's 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 KYC.
Shut the
There
fuck up.
is KYC. Yeah. Yeah,
Serious?
yeah.
For the
Yeah, you'll
OTC
see.
buyers?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
you'll see.
fuck. All right.
It's silly. Um so some of those things are part of it. Like, I mean, people sometimes are like, "Yeah, launch a meme coin." You just like take the meme coin. You're supposed to just launch it on a dex and add a few dollars of liquidity, and it's supposed to pump to a billion X. But that doesn't actually work. And when these meme coins launch, they usually have some liquidity backer that's providing some deep liquidity to where they can throw it up on the dex, and then people are able to trade without uh, large amounts and not just doing one or two ergs and things like that. So part of this first these first initial things are to build up that liquidity so that the community could actually have fun making the swaps and not just um, running out because of slippage, and hopefully we're able to kind of reduce some of those things that have happened in the past on some of the decks where people is getting canceled. Yeah, it's not going through. I'm sure things like that are going to happen no matter what, but it's to help try to reduce those things. So anyways, pre-donation NFT creation. So we're going to do NFT rewards to people that participate in all the pre-donation stuff. So any of these kind of initial donation that get made will not only get the GIF that's allocated for their donation, but there's going to be some special rewards that get airdropped out to them as well. There'll be then there'll be an initial public donation round, and on that initial public donation round, there is no criteria. That's anybody, any amount. There's just an amount of gift that's
Even
allocated to that,
even
and it's
Simon?
even Simon, anybody. And
Sahar too?
once it's gone, it's gone. Sahar too. We'll
Ugh.
see, but I don't think Sahar has any ergs. So
He gets a
you know,
lot of tips. You'd be surprised. And remember, he dumps them as soon as he gets them for
that's what I
ergs.
mean.
Then he probably takes them to
He's
exchange and dumps them for, I don't know,
he's
what
gonna
kind of
have to
shit
buy
coin
it.
is Sakara
He's gonna
into?
have to buy erg, and I don't know. He might. It's like that's like asking a vampire to hold garlic.
All right, what's next?
Then we go to the actual like Dex launch. So we'll add the liquidities, and then once we get that, we'll go to extended access points. So start exploring things for GIF, like is non KYC exchange a place for GIF and some of those things. And then in I don't know how long this is going to take, but I mean the end goal here is to create to be grilling your glizzies, you know, just be sticking them in the warmers, getting your buns in there, and really earning some rewards for grilling your glizzies. And I'm excited about that because there hasn't, to my knowledge, there hasn't ever been staking on um, like this on Ergo yet. So we'll be kind of the first one to participate in a kind of an ecosystem staking situation. Like I said, it's kind of like SHIB in a way. How you have SHIB, and then you could stake it for like bone and get leash, and you use leash for some other
Gotcha.
shit, and then
Okay. Yeah.
whatever. But
So you're gonna have
all right.
hot dog and mustard and pickles NFTs?
You'll be yes, you'll stake Glizzy to get your buns, and then you'll stake your buns to you can either stake them in um, the mustard pool or the ketchup pool, or both,
Holy shit.
and get your ketchup and mustard for your Glizzy and your bun. Then you'll have a full dog ready for eating.
All right, Austin. So something's a little different about this mission 3, right? You are, in the first two missions, you did not partake in the missions at all, correct?
That's right. And so
So
this is,
what
I
makes
mean,
this
this is
different?
still up for debate here, but I one of majority of missions, I mean, obviously participation in it would have been unfair disadvantage, I think, because there's so much going on the back end, and knowing the like win percentages and things like that. But for this mission, I do want to participate. I want to participate and be one of the pre-donation 1,000 donators to the pre-donation, and get my gift like everybody else, and have a chance to enjoy the project just like everybody else, and be able to stake and things like that. I mean, obviously that's something that's going to be ultimately, I think, should be up to the community, but there really isn't like much of an advantage, I would say, for any of us, I would say us devs that want to actually participate in the donation rounds, because I mean, that's just the same as us buying it, and we're gonna have to try to, you know, trade or stake or do whatever we can, just like anybody else in the situation. And it's interesting because people may see it as a disadvantage, but in a lot of meme coin scenarios, they don't even actually they don't even actually pay for any of the the stuff that they get. They just straight up keep it and dump it on communities.
Hmm.
So that's something that is up for discussion, but I hope that the community is okay with me participating, because that would be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it.
So I'm on the pre-donation page, page 4, and you're talking about that you're trying to create good whales. You put it in quotes to get involved in the mission.
Mhm.
And how are you going to verify, or how are you going to, how do the mechanics of the game facilitate good whales?
You know what? I don't. You know what? It's really the way that I'm hoping to do this is that the people that are actually going to come in and donate 1,000 from our community are most likely people that we know, or yeah, it's tough. I said we need to have at least one community reference. I don't know. To be honest, this is I put this out. We'll see if it actually. I mean, I write the white papers, and it's put it
Oh,
out
this
there.
isn't
And
ChatGPT.
no, no,
Oh,
no. I write this, handwrite everything.
wow, very nice.
Yeah, yeah. I do. It takes hours. My wife loves it.
Did
She's
your
like,
wife
"What do
read the
you?"
paper?
And she's no, she didn't read the paper, but she does think the Glizzy's cute, so
Okay,
that's
well,
good.
that is good, but that'd be a good litmus test. If your wife can get through the white paper, then maybe somebody in baseless can as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Um, but my idea was, yeah, to have see if we can get a community reference, but I don't even know how I'd really verify that. And the community reference could be, it could be Simon if you wanted it to be.
Oof.
I mean, there's really there's no regulations. A lot of this is just for fun. If we can get somebody to be like, hey, so and so wants to donate the 1,000, or okay.
All right. So in short, we have OTC pre-donation, we have initial public donation, and then you go move on to the NFTs and airdrops. Now, from what I understand, there's not going to be a Greasy created liquidity pool for Glizzy and Erg. There's going to be a Glizzy and Greasy liquidity pool, and the idea here is also to bolster the GreasyCEX liquidity pool pair with Ergs. No.
Right. So that's on the GIF liquidity page. The next page, if you scroll down, it kind of highlight that. But the way that this will run, like I said, the ERG donated will go to an ERG GCX liquidity pool, and then there will be an equal pool to that created as far as GCX to GIF. So the values will be the same in ERG value all the way across, but it'll create this um, kind of, I guess, buffer that will also support the GCX community and the liquidity there as well too, and help bolster the project as a whole, because it's like what this is also doing is similar to what we're doing with Crux, similar to what we've done with Cyberverse and THZ. It's like this one is actually highlighting GreasyCEX as well as a project, and saying, hey, how do we support GreasyCEX project in that community too, as well. So it's it's gonna run that way to hopefully buffer and give a little bit of a better, I guess, again, helping slippage rates and some of that stuff.
All right, cool. Let me see. I'm off to the. Can you walk through your? You already walked through the grilling, I guess, and I'm gonna pull this graphic up for a little bit. So, are there gonna be? I see what you're doing. You're not splitting here. Mustard ketchup, GCX. So you get GCX for in the end after staking
Yes.
everything.
Yeah. So once you get down to once you get your ketchup and you got your you can put your ketchup into a bun pool or into a mining or a staking pool, and the final reward you'll get is GCX. So then you can return all the way to the beginning. You know, you get your GCX, you get your GIF, you stake it for buns, you stake it for ketchup, you stake your ketchup, you get your GCX, and then you can go back and get your herb back if you really want. You know, you just
Oh,
got to
that's
go through
awesome.
the go
Yeah.
through the.
Oh boy, that's fantastic. All right, so you looks like you have Kim Jong. Which Kim Jong is this? Un Il? I've lost track.
It's I don't know. It's the one, the
It's a
Kim
current
Jong.
one. Kim Jong Un,
There's only
maybe.
it's the one. Yeah. Yeah, he's sending it. He's he he could or he may or may not be involved in the pre-donation. We haven't confirmed yet, but we've sent some notes to
Now you
see.
don't. You're not concerned with that. Every rocket launch that Kim has done has landed about 100 meters into the sea near the rocket launch. You're not considered. You're not worried about that, are you? He's not going to foil that.
Well, no, I think we got to give him a shot.
We got a question from someone. We
But
got a question from Gabno. What are some of your inspirations to come up with the ideas for the mission besides taking LSD and getting high? Are you doing this sober? Like, do these things come to you when you're sober?
Yeah,
Austin,
100%. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually 100% sober. I
right
don't drink.
now.
I don't. Well,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Oh, no, ever. No. Um, my inspiration behind it is ultimately, I'll just something random will pop into my head, funny or creatively, like this little Glizzy GIF guy, and then it sparks me to want to do something, and then from there I go through how, okay, that's a funny idea, but how does this actually how can this actually like benefit anyone and be something that's entertaining and fun, low risk as much as possible, and support the adoption of Ergo. I mean, that's really the kind of the points that I go through, and I've had. I mean, this is. I mean, I have had lots of other ideas that I've gotten even down on paper that haven't come to fruition because it's just not the right time and things like that. But certain things I'll just go on, and then they seem to be possible. Like again, I usually do something like this, have an idea, write a paper, and then I give it to Pulse and HQ, and they either laugh me out of the room or they're like very simply, yeah, okay, and then that's pretty much the go
So,
forward.
so those two are your litmus tests, Austin.
Yeah,
Maybe
uh-huh.
we should talk. Maybe.
I've sent papers out to more people. I don't get very much feedback. Those guys will give me at least 3-word feedback, and they're the ones that are pretty much that build everything that I come up with. Like I've said before, they build everything, and so as long as they feel like they can build it, and we can deliver on the promises that are in the paper, then I move forward.
All right, fair enough. All right, I think we don't have many questions, just chats in the audience. Sahar wants to know when sub 500 Ergo ranking.
Dude, never, Sahar.
Can we say cunt on YouTube?
Yeah, I think in that outfit, I think you can do whatever you
That's
want on
true.
YouTube.
That is true. Look, I got a ketchup colored cup too. Fantastic. Oh,
Sahar's gonna get a lot of netta today, I think.
so, Oh boy, I thought Sahar was like a co-creator of Netta. Honestly, Coltier,
I,
I am not drunk already. I'm buzzing a little bit, but I ran out of Jose Cuervo, so I have an issue. Yeah, for sure.
what about there's two coots. There's two coots in
They
the,
want to see my
yeah.
dress. All right, let me stand up and show my dress. Hang on.
He's not wearing pants, everyone. Yeah. Oh shit.
There's my full garb right there. It goes all the way down. I'm not wearing anything under this. You can see. See, nothing.
Oh
Totally
my
naked.
gosh.
Totally naked. Oh boy.
It's because it's hot, right? Or just
Colti-
preference.
Did you hear Coltier just put in chat? Imagine Ergo being top 10 coin and DGen's going, look at this video. I can't believe it. I just heard that from Coltier. This must be the fake one. I can't tell which one's fake. There's two.
I know.
There's two in chat right now, so I'm not sure which one's real or not. But oh goodness
I think
gracious.
one's Paul.
Yeah.
God damn.
Anyway, I'm gonna bring this to Vegas. So I wanted to bring this up with you, Austen, on live TV right now.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
We need to find what I've said in the SIG meetings is we need to find something at the Vegas conference that we're going to. I forget where it is.
Mhm.
Somebody put in chat where it is. Joe, you know what building it's in. It's in one of the casinos. A rare Evo at in Vegas. So we need something to be able to hand out to people that they can walk around with, and people are like, "Whoa, where'd you get that thing?" And then they're like, "Oh, we got it at the Ergo booth." And they come over to the Ergo booth, and then they get sucked in. So
Yeah.
my thought was, why not hand out? Now, Austen, this is a big ask. All right,
Yeah. Let's hear it.
it's a real big ask.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be amazing. Caesar's Palace, says Joe. Fantastic. I think
All
it'd
right.
be amazing to custom make lollipops that looked like miniature hot dogs with a
Oh,
hat.
yeah.
And then you hand these little tall, you put them on a tall stick like this, and then the hot dog might be this big on the top of it like this. And it doesn't even have to have a hot hat. It can just be, if you want to go simple, it can just be, just a little hot dog, like a little wiener dog. All right. And you hand those out and people walk around licking them, and people are like, "Oh, what's that?" And you're like, "It's a Glizzy." And and then we have people come back to the Ergo counter or something like that. It doesn't have to be Glizzy, but
Easy.
so is that something that with all
I'm
your
on board.
connections you could create a hot dog popsicle, a hot dog pot
Easily.
lollipop?
Yes. Easily. Okay. Yeah. I'm on board. I want to do that. I'll look up that. And
Pulsar says
get that.
wait, Pulsar doesn't like lollipops. Pulsar, what are you thinking then? Because we can't serve hot dogs at the Caesar Palace.
Pulsar's isn't coming, so he's not even going to eat one.
Yeah, he's going to be busy fucking up a smart contract somewhere. That's where it's going to be. Pulsar, what did I let you down? I need to know in chat. Come on. So we could bring a crock pot and just do a ton of little tiny wiener dogs and hand those out. We could hire we could ask Lapete Ada to come and she could hand out full size hot dogs if that's what
pigs and
if
blankets.
that's what Pulsar's thinking about.
We can't afford. GreasyCEX doesn't have La Petite budget.
All right, hang on 1 second. 1 sec. Luciana. Alcohol, por favor. Yeah, I just called the waitress.
Oh no.
Okay, Joe, Pulsar, I'll have a little more. We got a couple more minutes of this.
Okay, so here's another thought I had, and this is very we're very I guess R&D stages, let's say. I want to create physical gaming card packs of the past NFTs from the Greasy missions, and have those either give them away or somehow purchasable with the Ergo at the thing. Maybe giving away, but have within the packs. You say you make 500 packs, have some sort of a golden ticket card in there that links to an Erg wallet that has like.
That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Do you think you can join us in Vegas and help execute this?
It's possible.
Can you ask your wife later? Maybe you'll have to, promise her something.
Well, I don't think I'd have to promise or anything. I think I just about how the time lines up with my lifestyle, I
Well, I
would
mean, you could
say.
bring her. I brought my wife last
Of
time,
course.
and
No, but I mean, I have children and a business to run.
well, fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
yeah, it'd be really cool to be there and be a part of that for sure if I create those things. But I think that would be a lot of fun just for our community specifically to have those in a physical
Yeah, yeah,
way. It'd
yep.
be cool because they are always made in kind of a trading card pack style.
I agree.
Um, but
Gracias.
then somehow also forcing people into the Ergo ecosystem. Yeah, maybe it's like every pack actually has a gold card that links to a wallet, but sometimes the wallet just has like a uh, a
A what?
random NFT or something, and then one of them has like 100 or I don't know. I'm just thinking through it, out loud right now. Like it's the one, the ones that don't have 100 erg just link to an NFT of you sitting there like this. Just you in a hot dog suit. An NFT of you standing in a hot dog suit is what they get if there isn't 100 erg in the wallet.
That's true. Or I'll come to your house and dance for you in the hot dog suit. Maybe that'll be good. No? Perfect. Oh, it's already open. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. No, that's great. Thank you. Perfect. Yep. That was my sister helping me out that time. Anyway, all right, so let's move on. Fantastic. So we've got some plans for Rare Evo. Any more questions in chat? Let's see. Yeah, HQ is worried that we're going to get some reports for being in a hot dog costume on the main channel. We'll see. We'll see. With some risks comes some great rewards, I guess I could say. We'll see. It's
Yeah,
on both.
hopefully it links to the algorithm. Huh? Hot dog suits may be hot and trending right now. We don't
Right.
know.
All right. So serious questions for you as a meme project token owner and creator. What memes are you invested in the Ergo ecosystem at this point in your life? What do you have in that little wallet of yours, Austin?
Dude, you name it. I think I have them all.
Your Bober, your Heisenberg, your Pepe Erg. You're not Pepe Erg, are you?
I'm not Pepe Erg. That might be the one I'm not. Maybe missing that one.
So you think you got them all?
But yeah, I mean, if I open I think I have like 42 tokens in my tip wallet or something. Jesus. Yeah, I have a little bit of everything in there.
All right.
I support.
All right, as I took another shot here of alcohol, and we're not getting many questions here, even though people aren't leaving yet. Let's see, QX.
Gold NFTs room.
In
Wait.
Vegas. Cotelier is going to be in Vegas. Is that what I see? From Canon said that. We'll see if that's true. Let me scroll up through the questions. Joe asked what Luciana thinks of my costume. That's my wife, Luciana. She's well aware of who I am at this point in life.
I think she's more excited about what's underneath.
So I don't think much surprises her. I was in Virginia last week at my dad's. He's got a farm up in the mountains, and we were, for some reason, all right, here in like right outside of where I am in New York State, in a suburb outside of the main town, up in mid-state New York, I have shitty Spectrum internet. I have to pay like $100 a month for like 500 down and 20 megabits up. It's like no fiber whatsoever. My dad, who lives in East Bumfuck, Virginia, like in the hills where people carry guns and that kind of thing, he's got fiber optic internet a mile up the mountain where there's like 3 people on his road. So it's kind of not fair. So I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, while I was there last week working on the farm with him, I was going to do the dev update with Hosky, but Hosky had to travel. And my thought was, if Hosky's going to be in a costume, I'm going to be in a costume. So I bought this. And within a couple hours, Lucy wrote me on text and she's like, why the fuck did you buy a hot dog costume? So, Joe, that's what Lucy thought about it initially. Oh boy.
I looked up mascot, like, professional mascot
Yep.
costumes, and they're like 5K. So if the GIF and Greasy Sex community is really want to get you in a legit costume, we got to raise like 3 to 5K.
You know, I think
Um,
I think Jemai might be at Vegas again. So maybe we could convince him to put on a greasy costume and walk around. Jemai, are you in chat right now? Maybe he's just not. But that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I think we could raise money for that for sure.
I honestly think that. Oh my dog is. I honestly think that that would be a really a legit Glizzy with hat costume for that rare Evo would be.
I think it'd be a huge hit. Huge
I
hit.
think so too.
Huge hit. We could bring maybe we could invent something like candied hot dogs.
Well,
Do they make candied hot
yeah.
dogs? They have to.
Oh my
There's got
god.
to be some southern town that has made candied hot dogs. Let me see.
I'll make the
I'm
lollipops.
googling it
I
right
don't care
now.
about what Pulsar says.
Let's
I
see.
think the
Candied hot
lollipops
dogs are
are
made by coating hot dogs with brown sugar or bacon. Here are some recipes. Yep, let's do it. We can put candied hot dogs on sticks and do it because it's not really perhaps serving food. That would be fantastic. Candy
you know, I,
glizzies.
I, the thing is I don't go into things like half-ass, I would say. So if I do something, it's going to be 100%. I'm gonna want. Oh, they don't let you serve food or drinks. Remember?
Yeah, but it's a
Because
lollipop. It's a candied lollipop.
well, the lollipop. But you said, oh, I thought you were talking about
It would
bringing like
look like who
like
would.
how they do candy apples, but it's a
Yeah, I'm
hot
saying
dog
that we could
underneath.
trick them into thinking it was a lollipop. We ask for permission later. It's just like the
Yeah.
mafia. We'll only get our fingers hit with a ball peen hammer or something. Not a big deal.
Dude, now I'm starting to get into like maybe GIF needs its own booth and it needs to look like a hot dog stand, and we need to just be ripping.
Well, I just want to say it's tough to get a booth at Rare Review. You got to go through Dan, and I haven't told the SIGs this yet, but it's not just the money, the tokens, the coin that you give him. It's not just the erg. It's not just this 2,500 erg. You have to do something a little more for Dan to have him get you the booth. I'm not going to say it on camera, but I'm just going to say you probably don't want to do that, Austin. Anyway,
N-
let's move on to another topic here, Austin. While we're here and people haven't tuned out yet,
Okay.
what what do you think about having a paid influencer for Ergo? Like more as in, I mean, there's people that step in the community, but what if you found an influencer that was up and coming and you said, hey, what if we give you a salary of X amount, you become, the face of these projects and you influence them on things. Is that something that, strikes your mood or mind as a positive thing for Ergo?
Absolutely. I've shared some thoughts on that for sure, and I think so. I think if you find the right personality and the right person that's going to align with Ergo and kind of its objective and see where I guess the bottlenecks and the stress points are in gaining ergo adoption and is familiar with kind of living in both worlds of hype but also tech. I mean that's why I really do like the La Petite because she does a really great job at building hype and getting attention, but she also is a project founder. She is technical. She knows how to educate people. I think that's the type of things that we need when we're looking at an influencer, someone that's going to actually bring people in on both spectrums, people that will actually use the stuff that we're trying to educate them on, and then others that are just there for the hype, twofold. So, I mean, it definitely depends. I don't, um, yeah. I don't know. And my perspective on influencers too is that it doesn't have to the follower count, millions of followers doesn't always equate to conversion.
No, that's
So
for sure.
you
Yeah.
can get
Yep.
a really big impact even though they have 15 100,000 followers, they have such a big impact with their community that they actually get a higher conversion rate than someone that has 1 million, and they are less expensive.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd rather get 100% of her 15,000 followers than 1% of 150,000 followers. Essentially,
well,
it's a big
yeah.
difference that people need to look at. And you look at her posts, specifically her, and we're just talking about her because that's who we're talking about. Um, you look at her posts, and there's genuine interaction and genuine
Hmm.
conversation between them. You know, all it takes, like one of the posts she did the other day before the dev update that I did with her, she legitimately replied on almost every single of the 100 of comments on there. That makes a huge difference, and to take that time and do that and recognize that. I realize it's almost impossible to do once you get like thousands of comments, but you can try to
Hmm.
comment on the bigger ones, that kind
For
of thing.
sure.
But yeah,
And
there's
if
a genuinosity, a genuineness there that that is good, and I think would be beneficial for Ergo. So that leads me to my next question, because I'm not going to let you talk again about that. Um,
Cool.
what about a Greasy Mission 4, where it's called Greasy Influencer, and we, you know, raise X amount of funds. We say, okay, we found an influencer that's an up and coming person that's, you know, maybe people will follow them. They already have 15, 20,000 followers. They're up and coming.
Hmm.
They've agreed to work with Ergo, GreasyCEX, but Ergo as a whole
Hmm.
for this much a month. And we have a little thermometer essentially that says, okay, you know, the first goal is 2,000 ergs per month, and then another 2,000, and we can build up on the missions to see how far up we can get for how many months we can hire them, kind of thing. Because, you know, the good thing about this is that if you know, it works like, what's it called? The Verizon guy, right? Verizon had that dude with black hair in like the 90s skater outfit, you know, the pants and the
Hmm.
Vans shoes kind of thing. They had him for years, and then Sprint took him over, but it doesn't matter. He's still the Verizon guy in your head, right? Like you
Hmm.
see him and you think, "Oh, that's a Verizon guy." You have no idea that it's Sprint now, kind of thing. So same kind of
Hmm.
thing. Even if we can hire somebody for 6 months and we have the funds, you know, if
Hmm.
we determine that they're a good person and they're not going to, you know, tarnish the name as far as that goes, you
Hmm.
know, you have that ability that it's kind of still lasting after that 6 months as a post. The person's like, oh, that's the Ergo girl, or that's the Ergo
Hmm.
guy, that kind of thing that, you know, you
Yeah,
see on
absolutely.
socials all the time. So I think there's a benefit to that. Have you thought about perhaps doing a Greasy Influencer mission?
Well, any mission, I mean, technically, like this mission now, I mean, there's the amount that is put into the treasury for ergo adoption can be put towards anything. It doesn't this isn't this the GIF isn't specifically towards like any uh we don't have like you know, some sort of event or something that's coming up in a raffle. Like this could be used for that.
Right, because you have like a 1 out of 3 multi-sig wallet, right? Just one signer needs to happen.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want whenever. No, I mean, the community can vote what we wanna do, so, I mean, yeah, if that's something that you're part of the community, you're part of the Greasy Sex community, if that's something that you feel strongly about, I mean, yeah, we can talk about and who that is and put an offer together and use the funds to allocate the funds to that. I'm all for it. I definitely, well, you know, we actually did vote already, um, and we used part of the Royale mission, we used, I think 1,000 erg for the Rosen launch with La Petite. We funded that the
Hmm.
first time we used her. So, I mean, our community voted yes to that, so they're not opposed to working with them.
All right, I'm game. I'll bring it up in chat if I can remember after I sober up and spend the rest of the day doing that.
Yeah. We find if we f I mean, and then and if we do find something and we wanna attach to the mission, this gift mission, I'm all for that too, and who knows, maybe that influencer has a reason to also support GIF. Who knows, you know?
All right, so I've got another question for you in the Barbara Walters format as well. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, Austin.
No.
All
They
right.
alright, go ahead.
All right. My question is, how do you? So we had this happen in the Sigs channel the other day as well. Um, what's it called? Today actually, or the other day, and then we talked about it today. So it's really, hang on, I gotta put on my hands if I show them on camera. So it's really easy to it's hard to have an idea, right? It's really hard to have an idea, see it through, plan it, push it through. It becomes your baby. You become very like it becomes part of who you are, right?
Yeah.
You put yourself out there. It's not just the idea that you're putting out. You're putting out yourself there
Mhm.
essentially. So we had an example in SIG's chat the other day where one of the members had an idea about helping bolster the UI and UX experiences for apps and how that might come across in hackathons.
Mhm.
And a lot of the SIG, not a lot, but a handful of SIGs didn't think it was a great idea and expressed that. And that's okay. All right. But same thing, you run across, you come across missions and you'll immediately get feedback in chats. So my question is,
Mhm.
how do you, as a person and as a content creator and as a mission creator and a project runner, how do you think to yourself, okay, do I take this person's advice and tweak it and go here, or do I believe in what I'm doing enough to recognize that there are going to be people that don't like it or aren't fans of it or think they can do it better, but they're not, so I'm just going to go ahead with what I do as far as
Mhm.
that goes and see where that leads me. So what are your thoughts there?
So my first kind of section to when as far as giving feedback and things like that, I mean, or I guess the SIG situation is that I think that if if you're not necessarily impacted by the workload that's going to be brought on by this person's idea, um, that they're bringing up, and it's something that it will positively impact the community and what's going on, I think there's no reason for you to try to derail that. I think that we should be supportive, and it should be, yeah, if you want to put in that work and go for it and it's your idea, then yeah, how can we support? And kind of like be a cheerleader to that person instead of like, hey, I think it would be better done this way and that way and this way, but I'm not going to do any of that, and I'm not going to be a part of that that change to your idea. I just think that that's how you should do it. I just think that some of those things are it's not a constructive criticism or helpful. It kind of just dumps and the person from going, well, shit, maybe I should just not do this at all then. So I'm not a proponent of those types of feedbacks. Um, and I think as a project owner, I mean, yeah, I'm guilty of it as well, of getting um, building something, putting so much thought into it, getting a little bit of feedback and kind of being like, whoa, like being a little bit more sensitive to it and not understanding like, oh wow, this person actually hasn't, like, they didn't think about it for the hours and time of that I've put into this. They're just doing a quick, overview and snap response. So personally, I mean, feedback for myself, I need to be more passive and just be like, yeah, yeah, whatever, and move forward with that. I think is going towards the right direction, because at the end of the day, like, the thought that I'm very confident in the thought of what I'm doing is trying to put everybody in the best position, and it's doing it uh, in the way that I feel like is gonna be, uh, the best for the community, not just for one person or myself or even the project necessarily. It's like how so,
So I
I don't know if
agree.
that answers the
No, that
questions.
does. I agree. Um, I agree. I think if you have a passion for, let's take an example of Sigma Lock app. Um, I thought, my idea is I'm trying to come up with ways to fund the Sigmanauts. Sigmanauts can't exist without money. Ergo
Mhm.
Foundation's going to run out of money that we're asking. Yes, I filled up again, Pulsar. Is that an issue? Do you have an issue with that? So the Sigmanauts need a revenue stream, right? We can't just keep asking the Ergo Foundation for grants and money and that kind of thing. We need to survive on our own after the Ergo Foundation is gone or reduced or to a research division or whatever the hell the EF is going to turn into. Maybe a
Mhm.
fairy princess and they fly away. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so I had an initial idea of, hey, we can create this program that seems to be there's some community need for we called it Sigma Lock. And I put it out in chat, and people are like, "Why the fuck do we need this?" Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. It's not important. But I was like, "Fuck it." I think it's a good idea. I'm going to put it on the on Padilla, put it up with a price. I asked the developer how much it would cost to make. They gave me a quote, put it up on Padilla. And the interesting thing is, I think people are more, you'll find with those kind of commenters in that kind of verbal feedback you immediately get, that knee-jerk reaction feedback, they it's not always it's not always a community consensus as far as that goes. Right now, the
Hmm.
vote on Padilla has a 90 or 80% or 90% approval. So it looks like it's going to go through unless a bunch of people vote no on it. So that's one thing I told the Sigmonaut today that was talking about their thing. Is, that's maybe a handful of people, and then maybe people in projects that you're trying to deal with, but it's not everybody. And it might not
Hmm.
even be the majority. It's usually like the minority that are the outspoken in that aspect of things. So take a breath, revisit your project, see if it's really something that, you're just pulling out your ass, or if it's something, you really believe in and you really think it can function, and take a chance and do it. Too many
Hmm.
people, I think, are like, it's so easy for people to give feedback in these chats that this is shit. Look at Sahar, little fucker. In chats. I mean, could you imagine how, if everybody listened to Safar, how shitty Ergo would be? I mean, right? Or Simon, not necessarily Sahar, but that kind of stuff. So you gotta really have a thick skin when you do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you believe in what you're doing and you have a clear focus of what it's going to achieve and what the goal is, then you just fucking do it. And even
Yeah.
if Sigma Lock failed on Padilla and we didn't get the funding for it, I most likely would have tried to find funding somewhere else beyond that, because I think it's a project that can generate revenue stream for the Sigmanauts, and I think people will use it. People come in, they maybe don't want to, you know, they want to, there's so many uses for the app that I thought. So I just went with it, and it seemed to work out so far. So we'll see. So same with GreasyCEX. You believe in it, you think you're doing it for the right reasons, and you think the plan is solid and makes sense to you, then
Hmm.
sure, you can have some outside influence and take their suggestions in hands. But otherwise, it's just, hey, awesome feedback. Thanks so much. I'm going to take this into consideration and um, act accordingly, essentially,
For sure. And I think there's a level of just like on the flip side too, if you are an an outsider of the situation or whatever, just trying to take more of a championing position on that person's effort, and recognizing that the amount of work and time that they put in outside of their everyday job and all this stuff to come up with this idea or plan that they want to put forth is really kind
Austin,
of looking at that as
I
a
got a
whole.
serious question for you.
Yeah.
When your wife gives you feedback, does she start that feedback with, honey, I love you?
It's pretty straight to the point, but but you know what I'm saying. I'm saying when, just we should be championing each other and promoting anybody that's willing to put in work at this point in Ergo. In my opinion, anybody that's willing to put any type of their own time and effort and volunteer and dedicate their own time and effort to something, I think we should be
I agree.
showing.
I think
Do it. Let's go.
feedback goes a long way when there's positivity involved in it. So if somebody says, if somebody thinks, let's take your Glizzy project, and they say, I don't like the hat on the hot dog. They could say, they could say something. They could start off by saying something like, oh, this project's damn cool. I love the hot dog. I love that. Have you thought of any other options instead of a hat on top? And you could say, you know what? I did think of other options without a hat on top, but with a hat is coming on strong in other communities, and it just seemed like a logical things to do. And the person can
Mhm.
respond with, "Hey, I don't agree with you, but you be you," kind of thing. So that's a positive
Yeah,
interaction. They
for sure.
express their feedback across to you without hurting your ego at all or anything like that, or hurting each other's ego. Top hat. Cultier says top hat. We could do that. Makes sense, right? Tip your little top hat in Ergo. Little
Mm, it's too late. The hat stays. It's a it's a mockument. It's a nod to the whiff hat movement, and it's a little bit of a mockery of it, in my opinion.
this is my wife's hat. I actually had it in the closet. I didn't have to buy this, Austin.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah,
It
right.
looks good on you.
Thank you.
I would have guessed it was yours.
I often wear my wife's clothes.
That checks out. Makes sense.
All right, I gotta go work off this alcohol before. So let's see. Um, oh my gosh, Joe just wrote me and he said it seems like a hot dog should have a hat on both sides.
Dude.
Joe, Joe, I can't do that on the live stream, buddy.
That's true, and that is I think a fantastic note to end on. You know what? That makes me. I'm gonna work on that. I think.
Oh, perfect. Little black hats for the other end, right?
Yeah, maybe the reward NFTs will have a special Joe creative input to them.
Oh, great idea. Great idea. All right. All right. I think it's time to end it. What's it called? We got no more questions in the comment section. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. I think it's been fun. I hope you learned something about GreasyCEX and the drive that Austen has and how he created it and the missions he does. I know I'm impressed with it. I am, Austen. Are you drunk? I'm not drunk.
No, it's a comment that this the HQ comment. Stake two Glizzy together, get a double Glizzy.
No, you're not supposed to double up HQ. You know, it causes friction and pops. You need only one. So you stake two Glizzies, you get one hat. One hat. Is Glizzy a girl or a boy, Austen? Are there going to be a girl? Is there going to be a girl Glizzy?
Are you kidding me? Glizzies don't have gender profiles, man. What are you? This is 2024.
Oh, yeah, true.
Glizzy did away with that a long time ago.
All right, fair enough. Non-binary.
They're at the forefront of this.
All right.
Movement.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I think this was a fun live dev update. I might wear this to the gym on the treadmill. We'll see if my wife goes with me. We'll see how that works out.
I greatly appreciate your support and everything you do, QX. It really is an inspiration to everybody here. I think just how much time that you do devote to helping everyone. So I appreciate you wearing a hot dog costume on a live stream.
That's kind of you, sir. I appreciate you doing the dev update. And just FYI for everybody, Austen can read, actually. It's just that the screen I share with him is small, so it only seems like he has a 3rd grade reading level.
It is tiny, and when you move it, it goes blurry and then focuses back. So
yeah, true. Coltalier, what was your question? Quick, put it on there. I'll wait a few more seconds.
He wants to know when collab with Clown Team.
Oh, Clown Team is Paul, right?
That's dude. This coot has to be Paul. It's not Coot.
Oh. Oh, that's funny. We need wallet. We need signings, verification for YouTube names. Maverick shows up late. Fucking of course.
So late.
Only like 2 hours late.
Oh no, buddy. No, we had some great things to say about Bober, so you should
yeah, we did. Austen's a very big fan of Bober. Yeah, he holds a bunch, right? How much Bober can we ask? How much Bober do you hold, Austen?
6.
6
wallets of it. It's maxed. I couldn't fit any more in the wallets, so I had to get new wallets. That's how much.
Damn.
Did you know you could do that?
You can max that on NFTs, not on tokens.
I did it with tokens.
That's impressive. Should talk to Krishti about that. I have 10 Bober. Erica tipped me Bober this morning. So I now have 10 Bober. Yeah. Right. We'll see. Nice. I bought some Heisemann too. How do you say it? Heisenberg.
Yeah.
I did it as soon as I saw HQ's tweet because I figured, why not be a degen? And it's at 200% now for me. So I don't know if I should sell or not. Should I sell?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, probably now that you mentioned it. I mean,
here, why don't we go here? And why don't we switch
Oh my god,
to...
the race right now that people are gonna try to beat you to this immediately.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go.
dude.
Here we go. We're on there. Let's go to Crooks. Crooks Fi. Can we see everything? All right. Let's go to trade. All right, let's do it. You ready?
I'm ready.
This
Live. This is now turned into a live trading channel.
is a live dump right here.
Oh no.
I'll refresh. Let's see. They're on a delay, so people are probably going up to... I don't think I have much. Let's see.
Wow.
It's a wrong wallet. Oh,
Oh no.
foiled. Hang on. Let me disconnect. Oh my god. Oh,
Oh
this is
my
awkward.
god.
Here we go.
Oh my
Connected
god.
D apps, Crooks Finance, kill it. All right, let's go back to disconnect. Nautilus, my transfer. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, somebody already dumped it a little bit. All right, let's do it. Let's do a dump right on live.
You're tripping if you think you can beat HQ and Pulse to anything.
There we go. I just dumped 200 worth of it. 200%. Like a degen. Right here, live. Perfect. I was up to 213 on the 100 erg that I bought.
Exhilarating.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Perfect.
Paul is excited. The coot disguised as Paul.
I dumped it. I dumped it, Coot. I dumped it, Coot Paul.
Yeah. That's
I
his
will
favorite.
not, Maverick, I will not dump the Boba. That's 10 Boba is special for me. So no worries.
Paul is a he's a dump fan.
And you can't see, but
He loves a good dumping.
I've got 7% slippage there and like 2 or 3 nitro. So hopefully I can beat everybody else trying to dump it. We'll see. We'll see. No, nobody should dump it. It's a fun project. It doesn't matter if you dump it; you just buy it back. It's not like liquidity is going to go anywhere. It's a really cool project. That's the only reason that I sold it. But
we're just having fun.
Just having fun. Yeah, I just gave HQ a 0.57 erg fee. Great. All right, I think that's a good place to...
Someone asked, "What's the top tokens on Crooks right now?" Someone just posted it. It's the
Where
top.
Do we go?
Go to Crooks Finance Telegram. They just popped it up.
Oh, here we go. I'm there. The top one is a shit token, man. The poop, the turd emoji. How is a turd emoji beating Bober and GreasyCEX? What is this world? In Kushti's like number 6? Oh, I'm dying here. That's painful, guys. That is painful. Oh, rough. Well, what can you do? It's his life.
Geez, you just doxed your wallet. See, Polson, you can't get anything by Polson HQ, man.
Oh, everybody knows that wallet. That's my Sigma Phi loan wallet. Everybody knows that wallet from like 6 months ago.
Okay.
Not a big deal. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's funny. All right. I think that's a good place to end it, sir.
Sounds good.
With a little dump. I appreciate, again, you coming on. That was fun. I just got a text from my wife that said I've been on call since 11 a.m. and she's correct. So I will leave the phone at home today.
Yeah, it is 11. It's 11:03 here, so you've only been on for 3 minutes.
It's only been 3 minutes according to your time. Perfect.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's end it. Thanks everybody for watching and joining. That was fun, a lot of fun, and thanks again. What's your name?
Austen.
Thanks again, Austen, for joining us, the lead dev, social dev of genius behind GreasyCEX and Glizzy. Let me put on a hand right here. Okay. I'm going to hit the outro button, Austen. Remember, you don't talk for 15 seconds while the outro goes. Ciao, everybody.